Hi, Eleanor here. I wanted to share some more story with you today. As you have found from some of my previous videos, my husband and I, after we got married, we were hoping to have children, and that didn't seem like that was going to happen. We were married almost a year the first time I got pregnant, and after just a short period of time, the heartbeat stopped on the baby, and I miscarried and lost that baby. My father had died just a few months before, and when we first found out we were pregnant, I was kind of lamenting that my father would never get to know his grandchild. And as it turned out, my father has gotten to meet his grandson before we have, and we will one day be rejoined with them. But didn't know for sure that it was a boy, but we felt like it was, and we named him accordingly. And then a whole nother year and a half went by, and I did not conceive month after month. We did some things and kind of went as far as we had felt comfortable with, and then the Father blessed us with a pregnancy, and that is where our son Nathaniel came from, who I've spoken of in previous videos. Well, when Nathaniel was about 10 months old, actually, before that, when he was about 8 months, I had gotten pregnant again. And at a little over 2.5 months, I miscarried that baby. Again, didn't know, but just felt like it was a girl. Well, no way of knowing at that stage. And a few more months went by, and I got pregnant one more time. And we were excited because we made it through the first trimester with this one. And again, we felt like it was a girl. We weren't far enough along to know for sure, but felt like it was a girl. And then on my birthday in the year of 2000, I lost that baby too. And we were heartbroken again. But that was the last time I conceived. And then, as I've shared before, a few years later, when Nathaniel was 4, his father died. And so it just was Nathaniel and me now. As time went by, my son lamented, one, not having a dad, of course, but also he was wishing, a lot of our friends have fairly large families, multiple children, and so he would wish for siblings and such. And one day, I remember he was eating lunch at the table, and we were sitting there, and he was talking, and he was, again, I think he was maybe 5.5. He might have been 6, but I think he was under 6. More like about 5.5. And in the meantime, my mother had died too. So we'd had a lot of loss in our family. Now, Nathaniel was little when we miscarried and had those 3 miscarriages, and so I never shared that with him, and he was just too young to understand. But this particular day, he was sitting at the table, and he was again lamenting and saying, wishing he had siblings. And he said, and he thought a moment, he said, "You know, Mom, I wish I had an older brother and 2 younger sisters. That would be just right." And as you might imagine, when he said that, mentioning the genders of the siblings that he missed, that was the exact sequence that we had felt of the babies that we had lost. And the hair stood up on the back of my neck when he said that. And so I stopped and thought a moment, and then I said, "Well, honey, it may be that you actually do have that." And I shared with him about the miscarriages and the lost babies. And he wept and grieved over the brother and sisters that he wouldn't know in this life. And I grieved too, again. And as I've shared that, it's really interesting. For those of you who have lost a baby, you know the sense of loss there. You know the hurt and the emptiness. And you also know that there is a resurrection. I hope you know that. And I just thought it was so interesting that my little son, with no knowledge of any of the previous history, listed out the exact sequence of children that we had hoped to have, but the Father had other plans. Now, it could be just coincidence, but I don't think so. I think the Father knows what's in our heart, and the Father knows the plans He has for us. He numbers our days. Some of us, our days are long, and some, our days are very, very few. But the Father knows. And I think He put in the heart of my little son the understanding of family members that he wouldn't get to meet in this life. So for those of you who have had the grief of losing a baby, and some not even getting to hold that baby here, for me, that's been a confirmation that yes, I will one day see all my children. And in the meantime, the Father has blessed me with a wonderful son. He's blessed me with a wonderful life. He has a plan for me. He's working that plan out. I am so glad that, as He says in Philippians, that God is faithful to complete the work that He began in each of us. So as the Father completes His work in me, I pray that you will also allow and encourage Him to complete the work in you. If you've lost little ones, it's okay to grieve. But please know that there is a day when you will see them once again. And until then, we can trust His heart. There was a song that the Father used so much to minister to me, especially after Alan, my husband, died. It's called Trust His Heart. I'm going to put a link down below, and I encourage you just to take some time to listen to that. And I hope it speaks to you too. It's a very powerful song that reminds me that God is too wise to be mistaken, and He is too good to be unkind. So when I don't understand and I can't see His plan or trace His hand, I can trust His heart. And I hope you will too. Be blessed. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye.